Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you like the kind of content I'm putting out. It really helps me out. Also, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you like the video, add a like for me. And then if you want to know when I post, click the little bell icon. That'll tell you, it'll give you a notification whenever I post new content, which I'm trying to do a little bit more frequently than I have been. I've been a little busy. But today I thought I'd talk a little bit about fatigue management. Fatigue management is something that I know gets a lot of hype on the internet. People are like, "Oh man, you really got to watch that fatigue. Be careful of fatigue." Um, I'm one of those people that believes a lot in what I hear other folks share, which is, fatigue is one of those things where you have to kind of hit the wall to find out where your fatigue maxes out. You can't just kind of be afraid of it and always like conserving your energy just in case fatigue happens. To me, I believe that you should kind of run up against fatigue. And then once you start experiencing like degraded performance or, sleep issues, those types of things, or your joints start aching, those are all kind of signs of fatigue that you need to pay attention to. But I think you shouldn't be afraid of it. You should definitely find out where your limits are and then learn from that and adapt. Now, one of the problems with that approach, though, is if you're what's called a grinder, basically people that have a high tolerance for uncomfortability, pain, that type of thing. And if you're one of those people, then you probably know what I'm talking about, to where you typically overdo pretty much everything that you do. You always kind of push for one more thing or something like that, to the point to your own detriment sometimes. I definitely have that problem. I tend to overdo things, and especially as I've gotten older, I'm 48 now. The problem is when you get in and you get those sore joints, or you feel terrible, etc. It takes a lot longer to dig out of that, especially as you get older. I'm 48 years old now, so I'm not a spring chicken. So it does take me longer to kind of recover from taxing things on my mind, on my body, etc. So I was looking for a system to kind of help me gauge like how fatigued I was. And, a lot of these fitness bands and things have something called HRV, which is heart rate variability. And it measures basically I think the time between your heartbeats. And that will tell you like how fatigued or recovered you are, your body is. But I found a lot of variability in that HRV, depending on the device I use. So I've got like a Garmin watch. I've also got an Aura ring. I have those things, and they would always tell me like way different things. So I didn't really know what to use. And also the heart rate monitors in these are not the best. Okay. Because like when you turn your wrist, I don't know if you ever noticed it, but your heart rate will probably like alter and jump around and things. It's because, it's trying to use light to read your heart rate. And it's not very accurate. So I was looking for a kind of a solution to this. And one day I was listening to a Peter Attia podcast. Peter Attia is a doctor online. He does a lot of health and wellness and things. But he had a podcast where he had a guy on, Joel Jameson, I think his name is. He developed a company called Morpheus. And what Morpheus is, it's actually a small little device. It's a chest strap device. So it's this little device here. I might be holding it upside down. Nope. It's this little device here. It's got these two electrodes on the back, and you put it on this chest strap. And what you do is every morning when you wake up, you basically put this chest strap on, and then you take a reading. And that reading will measure your HRV and tell you what your readiness is for the day, essentially. And you can also use it to track your workouts. Like it's a heart rate monitor as well. So you can track your workouts. And then the app actually will help coach you to improve your heart strength or your cardiovascular health. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool little device. I thought I'd give it a try, and I've been using it for quite a while now. And it just helps me as a grinder, as one of those people that tends to overdo it, to kind of just keep things in check. It's just it's a number that I can kind of look at and say, you know what, I think I'll probably take it easy today. And I'll tell you, the times that I've ignored it and dug deeper, I've paid for it in a bad way. So it's been pretty accurate. Sometimes you kind of get a reading and you're like, what the heck? But what I thought I'd do is just kind of bring the app up and show you, just how to use the app a little bit, how to read it, and then how I incorporate that into my training. The thing about it is that it's mainly meant, I think, for like endurance and performance athletes, not necessarily what I do, which is more on the bodybuilding, weightlifting perspective. But I think it's all, from a recoverability perspective. I think that, the way my muscles feel plus this information, I kind of can make a determination on whether I need to rest that day or how hard I can push that day. So enough talk. Let me go into the app and kind of show you around, and I'll show you my scores, and then we'll wrap things up. Okay, so this is the app right over here. So I've got it pulled up on my phone right now, and I'm mirroring the screen to you. So basically what happens when you open this app every day, it'll say begin or check recovery or something like that at the top. So you click that, you tell it, you answer like 3 questions. You tell it, how you're feeling, your level of soreness, I think, and then also how your sleep was. And I've got this syncing up with Garmin. I think they do sync up with, let's see here. You can sync up with like a Garmin Connect on here. So the Garmin tracks my sleep, and so it automatically puts it in there. So when I wake up, I basically wake my watch up and go through the little screens to check that in. That syncs up to Garmin, then that syncs over to Morpheus. So Morpheus has my sleep timing in it. And that it tracks it too. So you can kind of look through here. It doesn't track the quality of your sleep, just the time of sleep. So I think it goes off kind of your feeling from that, from there, but it also reads your HRV. And then here's the HRV. You can see I kind of had a spike here, but you could view your history. You can also look at your heart rate, that kind of thing. So lots of good information here, but really what I'm paying attention to is this recovery score here. So if I expand that, you'll see, this is the last 7 days. And so you can see like, I had one of those holes that I dug myself in right here. So you can kind of see every once in a while I'll have a hole. Well, this is usually when I'll take my rest day, and then you'll see I'm recovered the next day. So I'm pretty good about doing that. But in this case, you kind of see a downward trend here. So I was like, you can click on it to kind of zoom out a little bit. But so here I'm pretty close to 100. I was 93 here, and then I was down around 80, and then it just kept. And I think I went ahead and worked out again on this June 24th here. And that dug me in a hole that took me basically 2 days to dig out. And I can tell you, I felt terrible these 2 days. I think I posted about it in my social media. So then I trained, and then my body, I probably should have taken an extra rest day. I think I took 2 rest days, and it still wasn't enough. So I went back to training on the 3rd day, and then it started to decline again. I took another rest day, and then now I'm kind of back on track here. So I've definitely learned that I need to watch for trends, not just look at, not just look at if I'm having a kind of a day in the red or not. And that's kind of the way I use it. They've got a lot of courses online, and there's a bunch of challenges you can do. You can also do this online course they have for free, which is a Morpheus 101 on how to use it. But lots of good information here. And then here, I mentioned you can use it as a heart rate monitor. You can also use it as a heart rate monitor while you're training. Now, I don't tend to do that except for like my morning cardio, because with weightlifting, my chest is pressed up against a bar or something, and it's just really uncomfortable to have a chest strap on. And in fact, I've had some bruising and some burning sometimes when I do that, so I'm not able to do that. So I only wear it when I'm doing my cardio. But what's cool is you can also sync in workouts from Garmin too. So if I track the weightlifting routine on my Garmin, I can actually sync that weightlifting in, and it will use that information to then not just adjust my recoverability score, but also recommend how I should train that day. So let me show you that too. That's been kind of neat. So this training zone targets here, you can see I'm kind of lacking this week a little bit. It's because I've had to back off a little bit just because of I've been feeling pretty terrible. I'm also in a dieting state, so that doesn't help. But you can see here, it's telling me that I should probably do about 170 to 255 minutes per week of recovery work. about 15 to 27 minutes of conditioning work. And you can see the different, here, I'll pull this up, that'll help. Conditioning work, and then maybe 2 to 7 minutes of overload. Now, right now, I don't do any overload. In fact, I'm not even doing much conditioning. I try to keep my heart rate right now below 140 or around 140 when I'm doing my fasted cardio in the morning. And that's because I'm in a calorie deficit and I don't want to risk any kind of tissue, or I don't want to add to the risk of losing muscle. So I usually stay in this recovery phase for the most. But that's it. That's how I use this application. I probably just scratched the surface. But if you're looking for something to, just kind of double check your recovery and just track that and help coach you a little bit on how hard you should be pushing yourself every day, I find that Morpheus is actually a pretty great device, and it's pretty reasonable. I think I bought this for like $100. There's no monthly fee or anything like that, which I find to be very reasonable, especially with the fitness market today and everybody trying to make a ton of money off of it. I felt like this was pretty cheap. The service has never gone down. I've never seen it actually go down, knocking on wood for them. But it's always been right on point. And what's cool is I haven't messed with this, but there's also a coaching version of this app. So you can have your clients wear this and it reports into the coaching app. And I don't have any information on that. There's probably videos out there on YouTube. But something to check out if you are a coach and you want to track the fatigue and the exercise of your clients. This could be a way to do that. Perhaps when I coach in the future, if I do, I haven't made up my mind yet, but if I do, this is definitely going to be something I implement for sure in my clients. Great. So I hope it's been helpful for you. One tip I will share with you that a lot of people miss is that it is possible to have this upside down. So it needs to go like on the back. It's really hard to see, but on the electrodes, it says L and R next to the electrodes. So you have to make sure that you wear this properly aligned. So don't wear it upside down like this, where the logo's upside down. And that's easy to do because like it's in the dark. You first wake up, you're taking your reading. You might, I don't turn the lights on because my wife's over there sleeping and I get up earlier than her. I don't want to disturb her. So what I've done is actually I stole this from somebody online. There's a Facebook group too for Morpheus, which is pretty helpful. But I put some scratches on the top so I can just kind of feel it. And I'm like, oh, that's the top. So I'll just pass that on. I stole that from somebody. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but they put these little scratches. I thought that was an ingenious idea to do that while you're sleeping. Maybe put a little sticker on it or something, do whatever you want. But anyway, I think it's a great device. Definitely check it out. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Otherwise, keep up the great work. I know you can do it. I'll see you in the next video. See you later.